XRP price update.
Let's get into it.
So today, guys, we will be taking a cheeky look at XRP once again. We'll be having a look at those technical analysis for XRP. We'll be taking a look at the daily chart, that 4-hourly chart, and that 1-hourly chart. We'll be having a look at the Fibonacci retracements, the 50, 100, 200 moving averages, along with the volumes and that relative strength index. So hopefully give us a bit of a picture as to what is going on here with XRP and whether or not we're going to be, pushing it back on up to the upside and going after, pulling a doge, Chris, pulling a doge.
Nice.
So guys, as we get into this, if you find it useful and informative, hit that like button. We really do appreciate it. And of course, if you want to stay up to date with those new cryptocurrencies and hidden gems, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And with all that said and done, Chris, is there anything else you would like to add before we jump on down to the charts and really get into it?
Yeah, just let me know what price you think it's going to get to come the peak of the bull run. Really interested to know.
Fantastic. Right, and with all that said, Chris, let's jump on down to the charts and up to the moon.
Let's do it.
Right, so XRP to the USDT daily chart, Binance is the data source. Now, this is the standard Fibonacci retracement. This is the one that we're going to use a majority of the time here. But I'm also going to just show you one of the things as to why we stopped up this upper end here. And obviously you can see that we hit that 786 right there, and we had that come right back down, and we're resting on that 702. But what if I do is if I just take off this Fibonacci retracement and just grab hold of another one and actually run it from this downward trend just here, throw that to the low point, you'll also see that the same thing happens. It comes up to that 786 area and then comes down just below the 702, with the 702 becoming the area of resistance, right? So we know right now we're actually trying to really struggle our way back into that 702 area when you put this Fibonacci in reverse to how I had it previously set up. And this is how you would normally run a Fibonacci during a bear market, so you get an idea of where those barriers are and whether you're likely to fall down. Of course, we are not really in a bear market, we're in a bit of a bull market, but this gives you a bit of an idea and a bit of a flavor as to what exactly is going on here. We are currently at resistance on the 702 if you reverse that Fibonacci. Now, what if I do is I put it back to the way it was, you can actually see that the 702 is actually a support area. So from where we stand from this perspective, the 702 is support. If you put it the other way around, it is resistance. So right now, we are kind of hovering, have been for about a little while now, kind of in that zone around that 702 area in both scenarios. So the 702 is a key area, and it still continues to do so. And obviously, you can see that the volumes are decreasing over time here. And that volume, Chris, has come down significantly. With that being done, the relative strength index is also at 61. So huge amounts of potential here to actually get some volume kicking up and actually pushing the relative strength index into overbought on this daily chart. Now, what we're going to do is we'll also have a look at the 4-hourly chart and the hourly, just to confirm exactly what is going on, where those averages are in terms of the 50, 100, 200 moving average, and also see where that relative strength index is. Is it likely that actually we're going to have another correction after yesterday's correction, or is it actually that we're going to be pushing on up and trying to get in confirmed an area above $1.66? And anyone who watches blockchain backer will know that $1.66 is going to be the thing that really sends this to the next level. So we're going to be watching to see if we can get above that $1.66, break past that resistance, and hopefully some of that detail will be found in those hourly charts. So let's dive down into the 4-hourly, Chris, and see what's going on there. Just make this a little bit bigger for everyone so they can see what's going on. We also had that bullish cross here on the 50 and 100 moving average. You can quite clearly see that. And obviously you can see what's been going on around these candles and how it's kind of really consolidated down on this 4-hourly chart around that 702 area. And obviously it's been in a good area of support. We haven't had a closed candle down there for a while. So we took the step up over here once we broke past that 100 moving average, right? So the 100 moving average was an area of resistance. We broke through it. We shot right past and right through the 618 to the 702. So we have kind of left a bit of a gap down here. Most recently, obviously, we had filled it from that gap over there, but ultimately we're looking to confirm and continue to stay within that 702 at a minimum level, but obviously try to pierce above the 786. Now the 786, that $1.66 area, is going to be problematic. It is going to be something that we're going to have to continuously test on, I feel, until we kind of eventually kind of break through it. Now on here, obviously we had that cross on the 50-100 moving average. The 200 moving average is quite a distance away from those candles, and obviously the volumes are still decreasing. The volumes are still low at this point. And when we actually came up to this higher area here, that when we approached the 786, we were technically overbought. So we had that correction on the relative strength index, and we actually have now corrected this thing down to 58. So plenty of room to the upside, but still quite high, not as low as I would normally like to see these things. So I could say that on this 4-hourly chart, we might go a little bit lower in price here, maybe down to that 702 once again, another touchdown here. And hopefully, at some point, after the bank holiday, Chris, we'll actually go into a world where, some volume starts to come back into the XRP market, and that will hopefully drive things further forward. Now, what I'm going to do is just pull this down into our hourly view. And again, you can see the volumes actually decreasing here across those last few hours, but otherwise it's relatively flat. It's very unimpressive, but we are finding good support here on the 50 moving average, and we can see that time and time again. So that's a good sign, guys, that we have got support area around here on the 50 moving average. The 100 moving average is coming up now. It's just below the 702 line, so that could hold quite well. And obviously the 702 does remain to be an area of support. The relative strength index on this hourly chart is actually in a really good spot, guys. It's just above our line here at 47.2, and it's actually at 50.8. So real good motion to the upside could come in if the volumes decide to increase. So really the only thing holding XRP back at this point, Chris, seems to be that the volumes aren't there. And obviously, liquidity could be an issue here in terms of so many exchanges not actually listing it over in the US, and the fact that it's a bank holiday weekend over in the UK as well. That could also have several impacts around, getting that volume moving. But it just appears that once that volume comes back in after this bank holiday weekend, that ultimately we could start seeing XRP go heading up towards that $1.66. And once we pass $1.66, there is not a lot of resistance left before we go up to the all-time high areas. So things on XRP are definitely starting to gear up quite nicely. If I just pull this back up into our daily and just correct this down a little bit here so you can see a little bit of that detail. But ultimately, yeah, Chris, I think once that volume comes in, we'll probably end up continue trading sideways between the 702, the 786. This is between $1.54 and $1.66, right? In between those zones for another day or so. And once we get that volume coming, and once we get above $1.66, Chris, I think it's going to be a real interesting time as we go ahead and start going after the first price target here of $2.83. And once we're past that, the all-time high is just a short step away at $3.84. And after that, $4.24, $5.65, $6.52, just on this Fibonacci here. But of course, if you actually have a look at the bigger picture, guys, it looks a lot better. So obviously the previous all-time high is the yellow line, which we've marked up here on this Fibonacci. And again, this thing goes all the way up to $16. Now, personally, I feel that the $13.50 area is an area that I'm most interested in. I want to see that kind of come up to fruition. But of course, depending on how you put your Fibonacci's out, as indicated at the beginning of this video, you can get to some pretty interesting numbers, even all the way up to $60 price prediction here for XRP. So it's absolutely fantastic opportunities here. We haven't steered away from XRP, Chris. Even during the lawsuit, we kind of said these are just fantastic purchasing opportunities, and we took advantage of that. We haven't actually decreased our bags at all, have we, Chris?
No, in fact, we've increased our positions in XRP. We did that somewhere down near the bottom after the SEC lawsuit was announced, and yeah, we could have made more money. Like, we could have sold it on its way down and bought it a little bit lower and all that sort of stuff. But, for us, nothing had really changed with the fundamentals of the project. And either way, whether win or lose, we always kind of felt that XRP was going to go on and march on as planned and be successful. So, yeah. Nothing's really changed for us.
Not at all. So another fantastic day for XRP. Continue to kind of consolidate between the 702, the 786. Nothing really has changed here in the last couple of days. And I think once we pass this bank holiday weekend, that volume will start coming back in, and hopefully it'll get us past that $1.66. And hopefully, with a bit of luck, XRP will pull a doge, and before you know it, we're at all-time high levels and moving up towards the moon, Chris, towards the moon. And guys, if you find this video useful, useful and informative, maybe even entertaining at times, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you'd like to stay up to date with those new cryptocurrencies, hidden gems that we talk about, then do consider subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with everything we do here. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And if you hit that bell, YouTube might be fortunate enough to send you a juicy notification and you won't miss a video. And with that said and done, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Take care.